first thing on this one is to know that you can't do this by just plugging in, but what you have to get used to is taking something like these x squared plus or minus x, there's 1, 2, 3 parts, these things right here, and how to simplify them so you can end up, getting what you need in the answers. So here's one easy way to do that, is to take the x squared minus x minus 6, and realize that it's the answer. We're going to work backwards here. It's the answer to two things multiplied together. That's why I get two sets of parentheses. So you've got the opposite of this FOIL thing that I showed you before. So first, inner, outer, last. So the first ones are the x and the x. And I put x's there because if you multiply them, x times x gives you x squared. Okay? And then you've got this outer and inner part, which would be the outside, which is here and here. This is the outside of the two parentheses. And the inside is the inside two parentheses, so these guys next to, and we're going to basically be just multiplying everything out, okay? So x times something here, and then x times something here should add together to give us negative 1x. Seems kind of weird, but basically the idea is just look at this number here, the negative 6, and you're thinking, what are the factors of negative 6? So let's do it out, okay? Factors of negative 6. To get negative 6, we have to multiply together what? It could be negative 1 times 6. It could be 1 times negative 6. It also could be negative 2 times 3, and it could be 2 times negative 3. And that's it, okay? Now that we got those four sets of things, we're figuring out which of these numbers, which of these sets to put in this location here and here. So those two numbers will go here, and then we'll almost be done with that one. And this is very slow at first because you don't, you practice it a lot before it becomes any regular thing, but so it seems a little weird at first. But what we need to do is we need to see, not only do these numbers have to multiply together to give me negative 6, but they should add together to give me to equal negative 1, which is this number here. So which of these numbers, when we add them up, will give us an answer, negative 1? And I can see that if I take 6 and minus 1, that's 5. If I have negative 6 and plus 1, that's negative 5 when I add them up. When I add these up, it's positive 1, 3 take away 2, or 3 and a negative 2 is a 1. And this is the only one right here that gives me negative 1 when I add them up. So those are my numbers, positive 2, negative 3. Positive 2 and negative 3. And that's my answer for that one. So you have two things you have to look at first. As I said before, you're getting your multiplication here of all possible, and you're choosing which of those pairs will add up to the middle number. So which of those pairs multiplies together to give me negative 6, and then the same pair, choose from all the group, should give me negative 1 when I add them together. Okay, so this is my my bottom of the fraction. I'm going to replace that with this in the bottom of the fraction. I'm going to do the same thing to the top of the fraction, and that's going to be x squared, I'll just copy it down, plus 2 x minus 15. If I copy that down like this, I'm going to erase this because I don't need it anymore. And this one, I don't really need that either. I'm going to get rid of that because I think I don't need that right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this one. So obviously I know I need x and x because it gives me x squared when I multiply them out. Now I'm looking for the two numbers that multiply together to give me negative 15. So obviously negative 1 and 15, when I multiply those together, give me negative 15. 1 and negative 15 times together to give me negative 15. Also 5 and 3. 5 and 3 to give me 15, one of them being negative, or 5 and 3, the other one being the negative. So when I multiply those out, all four of those pairs gives me negative 15. Which of those pairs also adds up to, which of these pairs also adds up to the middle number, the positive 2. And when the only numbers here that are two different than each other are the bottom two pairs, the negative 5, 3, and the 5, negative 3. So I'm going to look at one of those to give me positive 2. That's 5 and negative 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. So I'm going to use 5 and negative 3 here. Positive 5 and negative 3 from this one. Again, that's the only one that will actually add up to give me that middle number, the positive 2. And if you multiply this back out, this friggin' thing back out, this one, if you do the FOIL, you can check it that you were right if you want to. X times x is x squared, that's your x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x, and add that together was a plus 5x, and you've got your 2x in the middle, and then the last one is the 5 and the negative 3 to multiply gives you negative 15. So that's done. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of wipe this out, hopefully. And so plus 5, negative 3, x plus 5, x minus 3. That was on top. And on the bottom we had, I forgot, I think it was x minus 3 and x plus 2. Notice that we have the same on the bottom and the top. We can cancel some stuff out here. So I'm looking at, say, the x minus 3, and the x minus 3 is gone. And then you have your answer.